All right, everybody. Ooh, I'm sweating. Just finished sweating there with my YouTube mods. Pick up the mods on the inside as usual. Ren, Jared, Spanish, Gio, Javish. All of y'all was watching the Among Us just now. And you see how a man pull off the escape of a lifetime? Don't know? And sweaty boy, I was just sweating there and asking myself what was really going on. Alright, so tonight we are doing Microsoft Word, and we are going to learn how to do a mail merge and a fillable form. Fillable form, yeah. Right, so mail merge and fillable forms. That's not bad. Let's see if I can get the shine off my face. I'm sweating. Yeah. What's that question you're asking there, Antonio? When did I decide to get channel mods? It actually just happened, yes. There was a day that had a really big live. I can't remember what it was I was doing, like one of them live shows, or I was doing an interview or something. And there were a lot of people, and somebody, I think Jarvis was like, or someone of them was like, so you know, you had to get mods. And I was like, a mod? What is this thing you speak of? And then I realized, okay, the channel getting bigger, and there are more people coming to the lives, so I'll probably need some people to manage the comments and things, because I wasn't managing the comments very well. So I added one, and then I had a next live, and it had a whole set of people again. I was causing problems, and then I added a next one, then I added a next one, and I added a next one, and it's basically the people who've been with me since channel start. So since we started earlier this year, I had like some real OGs, loyal people are always there every single time, and they always come into the Instagram lives and everything. So we built up a little, you know, a little online relationship, a platonic online relationship, and now we play games with each other. Oh no, then we started playing Halo, and then when we started playing Halo, we had our WhatsApp group, and then the WhatsApp group turned into the mods group, and as they say, the rest is history. TXC Spy, nice to have you on the inside. Alright, it's how much? We are 3 minutes in. Alright, time for me to tell you about myself. My name is Mr. Charles. You are on makeITsimpleTT, that's the name of the channel, and I do IT, computer science, and I really just love technology all the time. Every single day I always like working on some technology. So this is my website, Information Technology Simple. If you have well, the latest thing that I'm running right now is I'm running a technology course for old people, not for old people, but people who struggle with technology. If you know your parents and things struggle with technology, go to makeITsimpleTT.com/register. When you go to register, you will be able to see all the things that I have available, and you could fill out the form for any subject I want, either adult technology classes, which is that, or lessons for Csec or CAPE. The subject I do for Csec or CAPE would be Csec IT. Apparently they say I'm pretty good at this thing, so I have classes for everybody, but I also have free classes every Sunday night. If you're here and it's Sunday night, well, that's because you know about me. And then I have CAPE classes, CAPE Unit 1 classes, well, real time supposed to start this Thursday, and CAPE Computer Science supposed to start this Thursday. That's Unit 1, Unit 2 already in a year. And well, if you go to my website, I'm planning to organize this by topic. So yeah, normally every single video I do goes on this page, I'm organize this by topic and it's searchable, because obviously children do like to search the channel. But this was the last one here. I'm gonna just play a few seconds of this just for to show you all what was going on down at the end here, where I was. Alright, no. I now remember when you're streaming YouTube and you're playing YouTube videos, it doesn't play well. But this was me playing Among Us just now. You can go and watch it if you want. But I'm gonna get real trouble. So just stop. Good night. Microsoft Word is required for your SBA. So let me pull up the SBA for you one time. What's this? The computer science syllabus. Where is the IT syllabus? IT. Wrong syllabus. Alright, cool. I'll get the syllabus just now to show you where we are, right? But we're doing mail merge tonight. Alright, so we're going to do mail merge. Alright, so I'm going to create a mail merge sample. And this is basically what has to happen with a mail merge. Right? If you're getting a little lag, yeah, I've seen the lag happening. It's because I put on the comments on ultra low. It should be okay now. Should be okay. Kinda. Alright, so for mail merge, what really happens when you do a mail merge is that it is going to try to put 3 documents together. Well, 2 documents together and bring them into a one continuous document. So imagine when you were in school, when you were like when you were younger, and they gave you like you had to send letters out to everybody in a school, right? What you would do is you would take a pen and you'd write on the piece of paper the name of the person, but you'll have a general template for a letter. So you'll have the letter saying you owe the school such amount of money, and on the top you'll write the person's name, and then in the space for the money you'll write the amount of money. So that was like a merge, but it's a manual merge. A manual merge means you have to photocopy 50 different letters, and then when you photocopy the 50 different letters, you are going to now have to write the name of the person on each individual letter and then give it to them by hand, which is what a manual merge would have done. But what would have happened if you had to do a mail merge? Well, what happens when you do a mail merge is simple, and this is the key to it, right? This is like a note part. You must have the first thing you must have is the template. Let me switch back screens now since the lag has stopped. Right, so you must have the template. So the template is blah 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 signed by blah blah blah. Right, that's template. Then you need to add that template to something called a data source. Data source. Right, so the data source now will be like a table, and the table will contain information about the people that you want to send the letter to. So you'll have headings here, information there, and then you'll have the information about the person. And what that will give you now is it will give you a document that is now merged. Right, so the merged document now, instead of having random words there, they will have some of the black parts that you had in the table, and then you would have some parts there, and then you might have a little part that's from the table also, and then you'll have the rest of the words there, and then it could be signed or addressed to the person or whatnot. But the thing is, you're taking some of the stuff that is from here and merging it inside with there. So you're taking the template will just kind of leave some spaces like that. So you probably leave like a space there, space there, space there. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill those spaces in with the black stuff. So it would look something like, that's not my erase that. So let's say you have a template. You're trying to fill the spaces that were left with the stuff from the template. So you put stuff from the template, that'll be alright. Right, so it looks something like that, right? So the merge document is basically going to pull 2 parts of the information and merge it, right? So let's do it practically now. So we're going to Microsoft Word, and I'm using Microsoft Word because this is what CX requires in your syllabus, which I'll show you just now, right? I'll show you the syllabus. So I'm going to put for placeholders here, I'm going to put the names of the people I want to put there. So I'm going to put title, first name, and surname, address, and company. Because I don't have time to type up a whole set of words, I just go and put random text, right? I'm going to put 2 random paragraphs, and then I'm going to put yours truly, name, and executive, Andrew Charles, right? Alright, stop putting that in. Now what I want to do is I want to put something inside here that says you owe the company amount. Come on, please pay by the 11th of October. Right, so now this here is called my template. Why is this called a template? Is because it's just a generic letter that doesn't have any name attached to it. It just has spaces. It just has something, title, first name, surname, and I want to fill these things in. Now normally, if I were doing this as a normal letter, I would put a line here, then a next line here, and then a next line here, and then I'd print it out, and then I'd write it with my hand. But if I write it with my hand, that's severely inefficient. To all the people that haven't liked the video yet, it'll be nice if you do. All 45 of you, just click the X on the chat, like, and I can come back in now. Like this helps the video to propagate to wherever it needs to go. Yeah, so as I was saying, right, thank you very much. My mods always kind of let you know that you should like, but you should pay attention to them. Hey boy, real hard with the likes here, boy. Okay, just reminding you of the chat lingo. If you learn something, mods, show them what they're supposed to do when they learn something. If you find something very easy, show them what they're supposed to do when something is easy too, because this new batch here, new term start is a new class. Anyhow, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this here, and I'm going to put back the surname and first name and stuff that I had there before, right? Title, first name, and surname. Now I want to fill these spaces here with actual people's information. But in order to do that, I need to be able to put something in place of it. So that's what the mail merge is going to do. So I'm going to go up to mailings, the mailings tab, and the first thing I have to do is I have to click select recipients. When I go to select recipients, I can either type a new list or use an existing list. So I'm going to choose type a new list. When I click type a new list, this box pops up here. Now, it's kind of small, you may not be able to see it properly, but you should be able to follow it if you're following along with the video. I have title, first name, last name, company name, and address line 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put somebody's name inside here, and the name I'm going to put is Mr. SpongeBob. Company name, where SpongeBob works again? Krusty Krab. Krusty Krab is the name right here, I think. And his address line is under the C. Alright, so that's one person. Now, after I put in that first person, I want to click new entry. When I click new entry, I'll be able to put another person. So I could put Mrs. That was Wonder Woman real name. I'll just put Wonder Woman. What is the company that Justice League? What's the name of the island I want Wonder Woman from again? The Enchanted Island with all the Amazonians. What? Butternut? That's not sounding correct. I'll come back to it. So I'm going to add a new one now, and I'll put Mr. Bruce Banner. And the company name Bruce Banner is from the Avengers, and they are located in Fairy Tale Land. Fairy Tale Land, yeah, because everything is a fairy tale for the Avengers. Justice League, somewhere. Alright, cool. So that's 3. Let me add one more. Mr. Kakashi Sensei. He's from the Hidden Leaf. No. Yeah, no. His company name. What clan Kakashi from again, boy? Damn it, can't remember. The Dead Father clan. And his address is the Hidden Leaf. Village. Right. The Hatake clan. Alright, cool. I knew that. Yeah. Of course I knew that. My Naruto knowledge is high. Okay. So what I've done is I have now created this part here. So I had the template. The template is what I just did. So we could check off that the template is done. Tick, tick. And now I'm doing the data source. The data source is the 4 names of people I put there. So now I want to try to figure out how to get this merged document in again. So I'm going back to the thing. So the template is in the back, and I have the data source here. So when I click OK, absolutely nothing happens. Now the reason absolutely nothing happens is that I have to save this. So I'm going to name it name list. Now this is very important. Wherever I save this name list, it's going to go to documents and it's going to go to my data sources. You need to know this because when you have to send the files for your SBA, you need to have the my data sources. You need to get the actual data source file. So pay attention to where this thing is saving. I'll say it one more time because you'll create this list and then when you try to run your mail merge, you won't be able to run it because you need to have the data source in the same place with the document when you're running it. But I'll tell you more about that just now, right? So I put that in there and I save it and it's called nameless and we name it there. Good. So now nothing has happened. What I want to do is I want to do the actual merge. So wherever I see the word title, I want to change it with the actual title of the person. Because I don't want to have to type over this letter 5 times. I want to just be able to merge this letter with the 5 names that I have put. The 4 names that I have put. So I am going to click, I'm going to click the word title, highlight it. When I highlight title, I am going to go up to this part here where it says insert merge field. Insert merge field. What this insert merge field is going to do is it's going to jump into the table, pull out the actual column that I want, and then put it inside the document. So I'm going to click on the table and I'm going to choose title. So now you'll see title change to title with 2 little less than signs on one side and 2 greater than signs on the other side. Right? But you can't type this in and it will merge. You have to actually put insert merge field and insert the actual title from the document because right now it's merged in the background, but we need to get it to work in the foreground. So then I'm going to highlight first name, and then from first name I'll click insert merge field and then I'll go to first name. And then by surname, I'll highlight surname and I'll go and click insert merge field for last name, and that's it, right? So right now, first name, last name, and title are there. Right, just to show you that it's working, if I go and I click preview results, when I click preview results, you will see that Mr. SpongeBob comes up here. And if I click the blue arrow, which will tell me go to the right, I have Mr. SpongeBob, then I have Miss Wonder Woman, then I have Mr. Bruce Banner, then I have Mr. Kakashi Sensei. But you realize that the address and the company are changing. The reason the address and the company isn't changing is because, well, I haven't merged them yet. So in order to merge them, I have to now put the address. So I have to highlight here address and change it to, insert merge field and put in address line 1. And then for company, I have to highlight the word company, and I'm going to put in company name. Right. So now what is happening? What is really happening is that the all of the fields are going to be merged according to the space that I have here. So these are the actual merge fields. So you realize that they get highlighted a little differently, meaning that they are kind of darker gray than the others. So I highlight them, and then if I click preview results, you will see that it will show the actual name of the person, the address, and the place that I put in. So Mr. SpongeBob, under the sea, he works at Krusty Krab. Mr. Wonder Woman from somewhere, she works for the Justice League. Bruce Banner, Fairy Tale Land, works for Avengers. And Kakashi Sensei, Hidden Leaf Village, from the Hatake clan. Right? Any questions about that so far? This is me waiting for you to ask any questions. If you're good, you know you just have to put the thumbs up. If you have any questions, you ask a question. If you find it easy, you just send the cake emoji. If you learn something, you send the scholar hat. So, any questions from anybody? Everybody good so far? Seems so. Alright, so guess the emojis. Yeah, you'll probably suck at emojis. What does this apply to? This applies to SBA, your school-based assessment. School-based assessment. Let me show you which part of the SBA we're working on right now before you'll lose your way. This is what, Form 4, 5, 2020 syllabus. Alright, cool. I'll show you all. Syllabus, huh? Yeah. Alright, so the part of the syllabus that we are on is the SBA. SBA would have been down at the bottom here. Let's see. SBA. That's the wrong answers to the specimen paper there. All you remember when we did the specimen paper and they had just wrong answers. Good times, good times. Maybe I should just use the table of contents. Alright, yeah. So, SBA, for your SBA, it's broken down into different sections. And the different sections. Where are part of the syllabuses? Hold on. I'm supposed to know what this is. I really want to show you which parts of the syllabus that we're covering before we go on. It should be here. Alright, good. Okay, so we're on word processing. Last week in the previous video, I should put a link to the playlist in the description. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description, yeah. Right, so we're on this part here, which is mail merge facility. So, selection and creation of the required information in merging the fields. So, data source is creating the data source, and then primary document. Primary document is the template that we have right now, and then insertion of correct merge field in appropriate section, and then doing the correct merge. So, the mail merge is 5 marks. So, what we're doing here is 5 marks. So, watch again. Yet. How much Form 5s are there inside here right now? Like all the Form 5s. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you're from so I can start to get familiar with your names. Because I'm feeling like it's taking long to learn the lingo. But right, so now I have the template here. And I can literally cycle through all the different pieces. And this is how the mail merge works. So once you can cycle through, that means you actually have the merged document, and the merged document is working, right? So good. All right, Faith here. Kiona, Faith James. Alright. Destiny, boy. Hey, Faith. I don't think I've been down to Destiny in a long time. That's kind of fast out there. There's a beach in Destiny, and I kind of brown. At the beach, kind of dirty. If I remember carefully. I think so. Yeah. Alright. So, we are going. Why do I even have on headphones? I'm not even listening to anything. I still have on the headphones as if I was playing the game. Yeah. Alright, so now we are going to try to figure out how to put in the amount here, right? So I'm going to go by select recipient, no, edit recipient list. And when I go to edit recipient list, I could edit the recipient list right here inside Microsoft Word. So I could click name list and edit it, and then I'll get back the same pop-up where I could put the names of people, right? Now, if I wanted to add a field, pay close attention to this. If I want to add a field, I could add a field on any one of these here, which will be address line 2, city, state, zip code. These are the default things that I usually have. But suppose I don't want that, and I want to have an actual field for amount, right? That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get an actual field for the word amount, which is here, because I want to actually put an amount of money that they owe, which is basically how they print out your TNTech bill and any bill. Any bill that you get is a mail merge that they're doing, right? A kind of mail merge. So I'm going to click edit recipient list, and then I'm going to choose the data source that I have here, which is nameless.mdb, and then click edit, and then I'll get a pop-up in the middle that is going to show me names that I've already had. If I wanted to add more names to the database, then I could add more names here. If I wanted to customize the columns, I click customize columns, and I click yes. I could take out all the extra columns I don't need. So I don't need address line 2, I'm removing that. I don't need city, I'm removing that. I don't need state, I'm removing that. I don't need zip code, removing that also. Country or region, removing that also. Home phone, removing that. Work phone, removing that. Email address, removing that, right? So right now, the one thing I want to add is an amount of money. So I'm going to have to put add, and I'm going to name this field amount. So I name it amount, and then there's amount there. And I click OK. Great. So now you will see on the right hand side that I have amount available, but I haven't put anything inside there. So I want to put the amount. So SpongeBob owes $400. Wonder Woman owes $500. Bruce Banner owes $250. And Kakashi Sensei owes $425. So now I've edited the data source to actually have the fields, only the fields that I want, which is title, first name, last name, company name, and address line. But now I've added in amount because I wanted to merge that into the document. So I click OK, and it'll ask me to save it, and I click yes, and OK, no problem, it's there. And you notice these little ticks here will choose where I want to send it to. More than likely, you won't have to do that for your SPA. So now I could go and replace this amount here by going on, take the amount, and I'm going to insert merge field, and I'm going to click, and now all of a sudden amount is one of the choices. So I click amount, and now the amount is going to be there. So if I go by preview results now, preview results, you will see that the number for the people is going to come up. Why did SpongeBob's number not come up? Oh yeah, SpongeBob is $400, and yeah, so all the numbers are corresponding to the people based on the table that I created. Right? And of course, if I wanted the amount to come up in bold, I could highlight it and I could put it in bold here. And when I put it in bold, the amount will stand out for every single one. I just go back to the mailings tab here, mailings, and I could cycle through. And the amount will change once I preview the results. So you could make that bold. And that is a merge, a mail merge. So what I did is I have merged this template document with 4 different names and 4 different amounts. And now this is merged. So now I can click finish merge, and I could print the documents, and I could say print all. And when I click print all, the prints will come up, and it will show that I could print everybody's documents. And all of them will print out, but they will print out with each person's different name. So that's a simple meal merge. Now I'm going to show you, sorry, do you all have any questions? Remember, scholar hat is for you learn something. Cake is for this is easy. Thumbs up is alright, cool, move on now. I've learned. And what's the last emoji? That's all. Yeah. Scholar, cake, and thumbs up. Other than that, type your question. Trippy Gags. Alright, you are in Form 5. Tamicia Thompson, you are in Form 5 also. Well, I'm glad you start early. Because once you start on my channel early, next year, August, you will be posting on my Instagram page, "Sir, I get a 1." And I'll be like, "For real? You did? Oh my goodness. How did that happen?" And then you'll be like, "If it wasn't for your videos, sir, I wouldn't have." And then I'll be like, "Thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it." So yes, you start from September. You'll get through. You'll get through. You really have nothing to worry about. Like, I have living testimonies over that. Alright, so to the 38 of y'all here, everybody good? Hey, look, somebody send a thumbs up. Alright, Kenoa, Kiona. Alright, Kiona, you starting to understand how the thing does work. You starting to understand how the thing does work. We communicate with the emojis here, unless you have a really long question. So it's thumbs up, scholar, or cake. Alright, nothing too hard, nothing too hard. You all could do that. Okay, so let's go now, and we want to take this same template that we have, and hey, look, Diala. I teach Diala in school. She's in my class, and she probably laughs. She probably laughing at this work right now. I'll be like, "Oh, look, the same thing he taught us last term." Okay. Diala is a good one from long time. She's a good one. She's a good one. Look. Some students, some other students here too. I'll call you by a fake name, right? Carmonese Charles. Yeah, that is your name. Of course it is. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to do mail merge, but we're going to use Excel to do it instead, right? So we're going to create a spreadsheet. We are going to create a spreadsheet to do the to create the data source now. So there are two ways you could create the data source. The first way you could create it inside Microsoft Word. The other way that you could create it is you could create it in Excel. So I'm going to create the same data source, which will be all things title, first name, surname. Some of your teachers will require you that you create the data source in Excel, or your SBA might require you to create all the information in Excel and then use it as the data source for your mail merge. So I'm showing you all both ways because it's possible that your SBA could ask you to do this, right? Title, first name, surname, company, address, and amount. Alright, these are the fields I want to put in. I just kind of spacing them out so that I get space. Don't worry, when we get to Excel, I'll show you all the stuff you need to do for Excel, right? So I'll put in this back, Mr. Sponge, Bob, Krusty Krab, Under the Sea, and his amount was $400. And I really don't have time to change all of these things, so I'm just gonna put it back 3 times, 4 times, and change the names to Sponge 1 Bob, Sponge 2, Sponge 3, Sponge 4, and Sponge 5, and Sponge 6. Change this to Bob 1, change that to Bob, no. You are supposed to be Bob 1, Bob 2, and then I should be able to handle this and it should change. Yep. 1 and to, yeah, that's good enough there. And the numbers, I want to change the numbers from 400 to 500 to 600, 400, 500. Alright, so it should change like that. Alright, so this way we will have different numbers, right? So I'm going to save this, and wherever I choose to save it, I need to remember where I save it, so I'm going to save it on the desktop. Alright, so I'm going to save it on the desktop, and let me remind you all one time, please don't save your SB on a flash drive. Please don't save your SB on a flash drive. If you're saving it on a flash drive, make sure you have it stored somewhere else, like in your Google Drive or Dropbox or something, because flash drives tend to just stop working around SBA submission time. So like next year, February, so all of a sudden your flash drive stop working and you're sitting down in a corner crying, clutching your knees, right? So you don't want to be that. You don't want to be clutching your knees in a corner because your flash drive stop working. So I'm naming this list. Right. So I could click save. Right. So I created a list and it's saved. So this Excel file is sent to me. I have everything I need already. What I want to do now is I want to replace all the stuff that I have here with can I not undo? No? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to leave the space for the things I need to put in. This is amount. I'm putting it back in caps so that you'll know. Same thing I just did. First title, first name, surname, company, and address. Alright, cool. So I'm putting back those same things, but now I'm going to choose select recipients, but this time, pay attention, I'm not choosing type a new list. I am choosing use existing list. When I choose use existing list, what that means is I'm going to use a list that I've already created in another program. And the list that I've already created in another program is in Excel. So when I choose use existing list, it's going to carry me to the file choosing menu. So I'm going to go to my desktop and the name of the file is list. So I open up the file, and now you may not be able to see it very clearly, but you will see that it picks up that there is a sheet inside that Excel workbook. The name of it is sheet 1, and then there's a little tick here that says first row of data contains column headers. First row of data contains column headers. So I tick that and I make sure that the first row of data contains column headers, because when I created it in Excel, the first row actually had column headers. And then I click OK. When I click OK, nothing happens. Well, what really happened is that in the background, the Microsoft Word and the Excel, they have merged, but now I have to take the merged information and put it on the sheet. So I'm going to take them out. Going to highlight title, and I'm going to choose insert merge field, and I'm going to put in title, and then I'm going to choose first name, and I'm going to insert first name. This is the exact same thing that happens with the other method. The only thing that changes is where we get the data from this time. But we actually get the data from a spreadsheet this time, but it's not really much of a difference in terms of the actual implementation. And then I'll highlight amount, and I'm going to change amount to amount. All right, so now let me open back up the spreadsheet so y'all could see this side by side. Excel, right. So opening back up the Excel so you could see it side by side, and you will see list.xls, right. Right, so watch what's happening here. I have two sheets. One of them has SpongeBob and stuff. So that's the information that I should see. So now when I go to this document here and I click preview results, I'm supposed to see the first person as Mr. SpongeBob, Krusty Krab. Oh, Krusty is the name of the place, sorry. And then addresses under the C. So that's literally what it is there, right? So I'm going to cycle through and it should change to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So you realize the numbers changing and the amounts are changing because I pulled the data from this spreadsheet. So the two places that you could pull the data from will be from an actual list that you create inside Microsoft Word, So when you go by select recipients, you can choose type a new list or use existing list. If you choose either one, just remember that you have to remember where it's saved. If you choose the Excel one, make sure you create it and you have headings in the first row, and then everything else is the same that as I've just shown it. So if you're not too sure, if it's not working too well, and you watch this video after the fact, you can just rewind, not rewind the video, you could go back to the video, skip to whichever part you didn't understand, and you could do it step by step with me. All right, so it's 8:42. Any questions before I move on to fillable forms? Let's get to fillable forms, and I'll show you where fillable forms is in the SPA. All right, so this is the SPA document here. Remember, you have to do any two of the following, right? Any two of the following. So you could either do an auto table of contents, which I did last week, or you could do a mail merge with mail merge, or you could do a fillable form. Most SBAs are going to ask you to do a mail merge and a fillable form because the auto table of contents, that means you need to have a lot of information inside documents, and most teachers are not going to go through all that reading, right? So we just did mail merge. I got 5 marks there just now. So if you understood that, 5 marks. Send me the cake emoji because you know this is cake. And now we're going to go to the fillable forms. Fillable forms is a bit tricky, so watch closely, watch closely, watch closely, watch closely. All right, so for fillable forms to work, I'm getting no cake emojis. Why? Like everybody just not giving me cake today. All right. Faith, I'm glad that you did that. I feel accomplished now. Slowly but surely, you'll become one of the regulars on the live. Okay. All right, so fillable form to work, you need to enable something called developer options. Let me see if I can get the Zoom to work here, boy. If the Zoom works properly, it'll make my life a little easier. But when I do the whole crazy, yeah, like that. Crazy. All right, so in the, let me see how this thing looking on. Oh, okay, that was looking. Okay, cool. All right, if this thing started lag, just let me know, because last time I did the Zoom, the amount of frames I had to go through was causing a problem. All right, so on the top of your Microsoft Word, you're going to see insert, design, layout, references, mailings, review, and view, right? But I don't want to do that. I want to go to File. When I click File, I will get Options, and I click on Options, and in Options, I will get, yeah, I'll get, lost, okay. I'll get Customize Ribbon. When I click on Customize Ribbon, I will see the main tabs that I have available. Main tabs, right? All the stuff that I have there. When I go to main tab, I want to go by developer. Developer is not ticked right now, so I'm ticking developer. And when I tick developer, I'll go to OK, and OK should do that. Now, on the top of my Microsoft Word, wow, developer has miraculously appeared. Whoop-de-doo. Yay, excellent. Right, so developer is there. And now on the developer tab, I have a whole set of weird stuff that probably you may not use all of. But what we want to worry about is the control section, right? So I'm going to zoom back out now because I needed to see what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, that was happening when I do the magnifying. Too much frames to send. Alright, so the lag gone now. Is the lag gone? Are we good? Is the lagging over? Yeah. Hold on. It's going to fix itself just now. The lag is fixing itself, kinda. It is going to fix itself. I knew it would happen. Alright, cool. So we're good there. Right. So now that I have the developer option selected, I could put in different things. So I'm going to create a form. And the form will be, welcome. Please fill out this immigration form, because I don't know, your teacher might get a little excited and give you an immigration SPA. So I'm going to put first name, and by first name I want to put a field so that they'll be able to put in their name, and then I want to put surname. I want to put a field so that they'll be able to put in their name also, right? So I go my first name, and then up by the controls here, I'm going to put text control. Oh, you didn't see what I did to get developer? All right, sorry about that. So I'll do it over. So in my file, options, and when you go to options, you're going to go to customize ribbon. And when you go by customize ribbon, you're going to check developer. So by default, developer will be off, right? And you would see Microsoft Word will not have developer here next to it. Don't worry about Office Remote. You probably won't see that either, right? You'll just have view. What I'm going to do is go to file, options, and then I'm going to go to customize ribbon. From customize ribbon, I'm going to make sure developer is ticked, like tick, and then click OK. Now developer will pop up there, and the developer popped up there. So now I can click on developer tab, right? All right, Faith, that was good enough for you there. Did I make it clear? Hey, I didn't bring a bottle of water here. Where's a bottle of water? Oh, I see it. Peter, waiting for you to answer, man. Did you see it? Okay, cool. Right, good. Nice. So now I'm going to say fill out this immigration form, and I have first name, and I'm going to go on top by controls, rich text control, or it could just be plain text control, either one. And I'm going to click there and I'll insert a little box. That box now is going to give me the ability to put information in. So I could type my first name as Andre. And that will go in as the filling out the form. And then I can click the next one and put my first name, my next name as Charles. Right, so now I have two fields inside there, and they are both fillable forms. So I could basically create it and leave the space blank, and a person who is using the form, they'll be able to see that, okay, they're supposed to type something there. All right, so they will see tap here to enter text. Now, let's say I want to get age, so I'm going to put age. And I want them to put in their age. I'll put in a next box, like text control, and they'll put in their text. Now, let's say I wanted them to choose three things. Marital status. So marital status could either be, what could marital status be? Marital status could be married, space divorce, or single. Now I want them to choose. So, like in the old school way, we used to try to make them put a box and we put one square bracket like that and the next square bracket like that. That's when you used to fill out forms manually. So if you're printing out this form, you'd probably put like a box like this. And that's kind of simulate a checkbox like a tick. But this form's supposed to be only online. So because it's only an online form, I have to now put in a checkbox. So I could go up here and put checkbox. And when I click checkbox, it will give me a box there. And then I could go by the same control section, put in a box there. And I could go in by single and put in a box there. All right. So now, when the person is filling out the form, they could type their information inside here. Or they could tick the box. And I'll put an X by it. So not, well, I'll put an X by the box, not tick. And then the last one is choose your choose which town you are going into. Right, now I want them to choose things, so I want to give them a drop box. Drop down box. We're going to choose up here. You will see combo box, right? No, drop down list. Drop down list is what we're going to use. So you click drop down list, and you will now see choose an item. But the drop down list has no items to choose. So we need to configure this drop down box. So I'm going to click on it and make sure it's highlighted. Make sure it's highlighted. Then I'm going up by controls and click properties. And by properties, I'll get this this little box here that will show me the different things I have. But this part here, it has choose an item. This is the part where you're concerned about drop down list properties. These are the things where this is the place where you can add things to this drop down box. So I'm going to click add, and the name of it would be Port of Spain. That's one. Then I'm going to add San Fernando. That's two. And for the Caribbean people out there, Castries, that's St. Lucia, Georgetown, and Jamaica is Kingston. Right. So now I have all these things here. And when I click OK, the drop down menu is now going to give me options that I could choose from. So I could choose any one of these, and if I choose Castries, Castries will go there. So now when I send this form to somebody, they can actually fill out the form and they could type in their name. They could choose an option from one of the options that are given. Hopefully they wouldn't choose both of them to be married and divorced at the same time. And then the drop down box will tell them what they need to do. Of course, when you do this form, you're not going to do it as bland as I have done it. You'll put some things here, you'll center it, you'll underline that, you'll make this bold, you'll put some color, you'll space it up, background and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you need to have developer options enabled. Once you have the developer options enabled, you can put controls, and whichever controls you want to put, you can lay out your form nice and neatly, and you will be able to meet the requirement of your SBA, which will say you are going to do a fillable form. So look at the requirements of the SBA, which I just showed you. Option boxes, yes, that's the types of check boxes. So you have to use at least 3 of them. So I showed you how to do a checkbox, I showed you how to do a text box, I showed you how to do a drop down list. Option box and date picker. Let me show you the date picker. The date picker is easy too. So I could put like date of birth here, and then date picker is, which one by this one? Yeah, date picker, right. So when I click date picker, I'll get the calendar, and then let's click on anything on the calendar, and the date will go inside there. Right, so according to the syllabus, option boxes, check boxes, text boxes, date picker, drop down list, or command buttons. Any 3 of them, you get 3 marks. And then lay out the form so that it's easy and clear to follow. And if you only have it, some of it is easy or clear to follow, you get 1 mark, but you get 2 marks for the whole thing, right? So your layout, of course, will have to be a little fancier than what I did, but that should be it. Nice. All right, any questions before I make my departure? Because you all know 9 o'clock is my bedtime. Ow. Stretching. Everybody good? If there are no questions, I will be leaving you. No. Right, so if you're looking for classes, you WhatsApp that number underneath there. I have classes, online classes every week. And the classes are, that's now the number is coming. WhatsApp that. Oh yeah. Follow me on Instagram. You could follow on Instagram at makeITsimpleTT. I'm live every Tuesday and Thursday for TikTok. And then you could WhatsApp. That's the number there, 1-868-308 8799. You'll get my assistant and she will sort you out. And you can go to makeITsimpleTT.com. And if you haven't clicked subscribe. And share with your friends and families and everybody in your class and be like, hey, it have this man, I'll be doing IT every Friday and every Sunday night, and the man real good. Like, share, and just share it in the WhatsApp groups with your friends and tell them, for real, boy, yeah. And the more people that come on the live, the smarter everybody will get, and then you'll be like a IT whiz. But don't sit down in the corner and be like, hey, you ain't telling anybody about this because I want to be brighter than them. That's not what we're about in this life. I don't want you to be like that. Hey, look, I got a scholar hat. Timisia Thompson. You make me feel like I do something good tonight. You just made me feel fulfilled. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Last exam season, when I used to get I was at a scholar hats, I used to feel like, I'm making a difference in the world, boy. I'm making a little change in this world. And I feel like, I'm counting, right? Yes. So, just to recap very, very quickly the diagram. This diagram here is your cake. Once you understand that you need to have a template, that template must be merged with a data source and you get a merged document, you good to go. You're totally good to go. Next week we're going to do website stuff. I'm going to show you how to create the website the easy way, which is using wix.com. And I'm going to show you the hard way, which is using HTML. I have no idea why some teachers require you to do the HTML, but if they require you to do the HTML, I'll teach you how to do it. But you don't have to do HTML. You could actually do the easy way using wix.com. But whichever way, we'll do both of them next week. So, next week Sunday we're here. If you're into technology and you like to talk about technology or whatnot, check me on Instagram every Tuesday night and Thursday night at 8:30. We talk about the latest in technology and we laugh at different things. This week we were laughing at the Apple mask, and we just kind of answer questions about anything in technology or anything. Sometimes we talk a lot about life too, and whatnot. And next week Sunday, 7 o'clock, streaming Among Us, because that's going to become a real thing now. And well, once I have time. Alright, so thanks a lot, guys. I will see you all. When I see you all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with the folks in your IT life and in your school. Because what will happen is that everybody will start to come next year around March and be like, do something on mail merge now. I'll be like, nah, bro, we did that in September. Wait, you do the database already? Like, yeah, we did that since October. Oh my goodness, why did I now find out about this? Because your classmates were selfish. But that's okay. It's cool. Alright, so next week, we're doing websites. Easy and hard. Okay? Easy and hard. Yeah. Now, all you want me to play Among Us with the subs? No. I only play with trusted people. I could trust my mods. If I play with random people, all they'll be watching the YouTube video and telling me I sus. And then realizing that, hey, he's the imposter, just call an emergency meeting and vote him. I saw it on the video. Nah, that not really gonna work out too well. That's not cool. Don't worry. We have to build a little relationship. Spend some time with each other. I know you know me and whatnot, and then you might become one of my mods, and then when you become a mod, we cool. Yeah. Talking about mod, I never make Timmy! I forget to make you a mod. Right, so now you're a mod. Cool. Yeah. Good night.